Hello, I am Dr. Subodh, and in this video I am going to talk about the different career options which are there if you do your MBA in human resource management. So if you do your MBA in HRM as they say, so one of the career which you can go, or different profile which is there, it is called as the job of a talent acquisition manager. So initially you will be joining the organization as a management trainee in HR, and then the role would be to acquire talent. So that's called as the talent acquisition manager. So in this role, what you have to do is that for the company, for the various job positions which are there, for example, if you join an IT company, let us say for example TCS, they would need software engineers in different spheres which are there, different, let us say a software engineer for a Java language. 5 years experience is the job role which you're looking at, and projects have been done with the clients. So then you'll have to basically search onto different I would say the areas from where you can hire talent. So the number one source to hire talent is the job portals which are there. So there are various job sites which are there, like say Indeed.com, Naukri.com, Monster.com, various other job portals, they are there. And the companies, what they do is they take an annual subscription of these particular portals. So the recruiters, as they call it, or the talent acquisition managers, the people can log in onto that particular portal, job portal. And this job portal has the resumes of all the people who are looking out for jobs which are there. So one is that the talent acquisition manager, they will do a kind of a job posting on these sites. The people who are interested for the job role, they will apply to these particular jobs on this particular job site. The resume or the CV of the people will be available for the talent acquisition manager to download and read through. And whenever the talent acquisition manager finds that this CV or resume is relevant, then we'll download and you'll call the candidate for the first round of the interview. So in today's world, a lot of artificial intelligence applications have come which do the process of auto filtering, or through intelligence they are able to filter the best of the resumes which are their suitability to that profile. For example, you want to hire a software engineer in Java, 5 years experience. So all those keywords and experience which the person will be mentioning in his or her resume, the applicant the application will basically shortlist, let us say, some profiles, and that will be sent to the hiring manager or the talent acquisition manager. And the next process of getting the person on for the round of the interviews which are there. So first round, generally it is a technical round, so you have to coordinate, manage that. The next is going to be the round with the the business manager. The third is going to be the HR round, and finally companies may have different rounds of the interviews depending on the kind of the job role which is there. So this is one of the profile whereby you can get into the role of hiring people for the organizations, and that is the talent acquisition role. So this is one stream in which you can grow. You can become a senior talent acquisition manager, then you can become a senior, then you can, whatever the next the designations are, like say associate vice president talent acquisition, vice president talent acquisition, president talent acquisition. So different this can be a career path which you can grow into the area of talent acquisition. So this is one of the line for the HR students where you can get into role of a talent acquisition. So that is one. The number two role which is there, you can become an HR analyst, which means a lot of companies, they require people to find out different metrics, analysis of the metrics which are there in terms of the human capital which they have. So how many people came in, how many people left, what is the kind of the pulse of the organization. So analyzing the data, how many people they logged into their leave management system, how many employees they applied for leaves, what is the kind of the rate at which the leaves are being taken, different statistics. So the attrition management, analyzing the data of attrition, number of hiring which you need to have. Then what is the social engagement of the people which is there with the company, and taking a dipstick check in terms of surveys and all. So all this kind of the management of the data, analyzing the data and interpreting it in a way by which you can take some decisions. So that is the role of an HR analyst or a HR human resource information services analyst. So you can become an HR analyst, and this is one of the second kind of a job role which is available to the students of MBA in human resource management. So this was the second role which is there in the MBA in human resource management. The next role which is there for the MBA student, it is called as the compensation and benefits manager. So the role of a compensation and the benefits, as the name itself says, is that how do you design the compensation, the model, like how much has to be the fixed pay, what is going to be the variable pay, what are the benefits that you will be providing to your employees. Let us say it could be a paternal leave, it could be a grievance, some kind of a leave which is there, then the maternity leave. So all those kind of the benefits which will provide group insurance policy for the employees. So the role of a compensation and benefits manager is to create a compensation and a benefits plan in such a manner it is an advantage to both the best suited best for the employee and also for the company, how it can be one of the most cost effective and the best model which is there in terms of compensation and benefits. So this is the third role which an HR MBA in HR management or student can take up, which is the compensation and the benefits manager. So three roles we have discussed in this particular video. One was the talent acquisition manager, which is here you manage the talent acquisition. The number two, we have talked about the HR analyst role which is there. Another role which MBA HR management student can look at as a kind of a career path in a stream, that is the role of getting into the training and development. So training and development for the company, for the employees, it is very much mandatory and required, because unless and until you keep up updated with the skills which are there, which is the market require, and that is a need even for the company and for the employees. So the training can again be divided into various areas. One is called as a technical training. For example, if the company is an IT company, so let us say the demand for the market is in a particular language, let us say Java, so and you need 100 engineers being trained into that. So if you have an existing pool of employees which is there, so you can train them on that to that particular skill, and those employees can then work onto the project for the clients. So that's called as a technical training. The next is a behavioral training, which means you need to train your employees onto in terms of the communication skills, the behavior, verbal communication, non-verbal communication, written communication, email etiquettes, dining etiquettes, because you have to meet the clients, maybe have some kind of a lunch dinner with the clients, like that kind of a role, customer facing role, customer interface roles which are there. So all these things are required. So this behavioral training is again provided, and for this you require the training managers who can design the training after doing the training need analysis for that particular role in the organization. So training and development manager, senior development manager, then again like an AVP, VP, and a president of training and development for the organization. So this is again one of the lines which an MBA human resource management student can look at pursuing after completing the MBA in HRM. So thing is you can be kind of be choosy enough to decide that which is the stream you want to go. And in case initially you join as a management trainee and you get an opportunity to have a job rotation across different the areas of HR, whether it is talent acquisition, compensation and benefits, training and development, employee engagement, where it's all about the survey and understanding the current pulse and then designing the the plans, the employee engagement plan, employee engagement manager, like that. So there are a lot of areas which are open for the student of MBA in human resource management, and that is something which you can look at. One thing I would like to add here is, you see, any area which you take, whether it is training and development, or it is compensation and benefits, or it is talent acquisition, or it is like vendor management role and like that. The thing is you should be really passionate about that kind of a role. So because if you're passionate about the role which you will be going in, the thing is you will be able to excel into that particular role. So once you excel into that particular area, then the sky is the limit to which you can reach in terms of your growth which is there. In fact, we have seen some examples whereby the CHROs, like the Chief Human Resource Officers, have even become the Chief Executive Officers of the organization. So it's a kind of, the skills which you acquire, the knowledge which you acquire about the business. And nowadays, like HRBP is the very much word which is used, like which is called as HR business partner. So HR is no longer a kind of just a support function or just a kind of a cost which is there, but ultimately it is works in line with the business, so that the company can function in its best possible way with available resources and grow to its newer heights. So this is the kind of things which the careers one can look at. And more we'll discuss as we move through in the different videos and we get more questions from the students that will be answered in the upcoming videos as well. So thank you very much for watching this particular video on careers in human resource management, and we'll meet again next time. Thank you so much. Bye bye.